up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Alyssa, and on this channel we are just talking college baseball through and through. In this video, I am going to be continuing my series on predicting all regular season and conference tournament champions for all 29 of the conferences for this upcoming season. I know there's kind of been a gap between part 1 and part 2. I do appreciate all the support that I've gotten on part 1, and I do want to apologize for this really big gap in between those two parts. As you guys know, the college baseball season is literally 3 weeks away, and we still have 4 parts of this, well, this part, but 3 parts after this that we have to get through. I think also timing wise, this is going to be a little bit better because it's closer to the beginning of the season. Stay tuned for the final 3 parts of this video. Make sure to check out part 1 if you haven't already, and they're just going to be coming out rapid fire, I promise. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Down to second base is high. There's at second base for Coastal Carolina. Hit and throw, we are tied. This is music.
We are beginning part 2 of these predictions back on the West Coast with the Mountain West Conference. The regular season champs in the Mountain West were Air Force. They finished with a regular season record of 27-28 and a conference record of 18-12. They lost in the conference tournament to Fresno State. The Falcons lost a couple of key infielders and a pitcher to the transfer portal following the 2024 season. Charlie Jones is headed to Georgia. In 2024, Jones hit .344 in 40 games with 53 hits, including 9 doubles and 13 home runs while driving in 54. He also finished the season with an OPS over 1,000. Jack Bello is headed to Butler. In 14 games, Bello hit .250 with 4 hits, including a double while driving in 3. Ben Weber is headed to Xavier. In 15 starts, Weber went 5-4 in 68 innings, allowing 49 earned runs and 22 walks while striking out 44. Aside from the portal, the Falcons had both a senior-heavy lineup and pitching staff last year that contributed heavily to their success. Jay Thomason hit .358 in 55 games with 77 hits, including 14 doubles, 5 triples, and 21 home runs while driving in 55. He finished with an OPS over 1,200. Sam Colasingham batted .323 in 55 games. He had 77 hits, including 16 doubles, 3 triples, and 6 home runs while driving in 36. Jake Grieving hit .278 in 55 games in 2024. He had 54 hits, including 14 doubles and 7 home runs while driving in 34. On the mound, left-hander Sugman Shim went 8-2 in 15 starts last year for the Falcons. He finished with a .322 ERA in 95 innings, allowing 34 earned runs and 24 walks while striking out 87. Right-hander Doyle Gehring had a .494 ERA in 58 in the 3rd innings, allowing 32 earned runs and 18 walks while striking out 57. There are some bright spots potentially returning to the lineup and the mound for 2025. Senior outfielder Chase Spencer batted .326 in 55 games last season. Spencer had 70 hits, including 11 doubles, 4 triples, and 6 home runs while driving in 32. Zach Peters, in 39 games in 2024, batted .290 with 31 hits, including 12 doubles while driving in 19. Junior outfielder Trip Garris batted .289 in 39 games. In 2024, he had 24 hits, including 5 doubles and 3 home runs. On the mound, senior right-handed pitcher Dylan Rogers finished with a .749 ERA in 14 starts in 57 2/3 innings. He allowed 48 earned runs and 15 walks while striking out 50. All in all, I think that Air Force is losing a lot. Despite that, I think that there are opportunities for them to bounce back and contend for another regular season championship in the Mountain West. The conference tournament champions in the Mountain West were Fresno State. The Bulldogs had an overall record of 33-29 and a conference record of 16-14. They earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Santa Barbara Regional, where they lost to San Diego. Like Air Force, Fresno State is losing a lot of guys, and one in particular to the transfer portal. Veteran Rocco Pepe is headed to Arkansas. In 56 games, Pepe batted .327 with 69 hits, including 16 doubles and 14 home runs while driving in 26. In 62 games, Tommy Hawk Goff batted .360 with 89 hits, including 19 doubles, 3 triples, and 7 home runs while driving in 45. Grady Morgan batted .302 in 62 games with 71 hits, including 19 doubles, 2 triples, and 13 home runs while driving in 58. Ben Newton in 62 games batted .277 with 62 hits, including 25 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs while driving in 38. On the mound, in 16 starts, right-hander Noah Beal went 4-4 with a 5.13 ERA in 79 innings. He allowed 45 earned runs and 23 walks while striking out 93. Left-hander Jake Dixon went 5-5 in 17 starts, finishing with a 5.64 ERA in 83 innings. He allowed 52 earned runs and 30 walks while striking out 85. Jacob Acosta in 21 appearances went 3-2 in 45 innings and finished with a 5.20 ERA. He allowed 26 earned runs and 19 walks while striking out 50. Despite the losses, the Bulldogs have an arsenal of returners at the plate and on the mound for 2025. Senior infielder Eddie Saldivar hit .335 in 62 games in 2024. He finished with 86 hits and 19 doubles with 3 triples while driving in 33. Junior infielder Murph Grady in 71 games batted .296 with 71 hits, including 18 doubles, a triple, and 10 home runs. Senior outfielder Bobby Blandford batted .222 in 2024 in 55 games. He finished with 38 hits, including 8 doubles, 2 triples, and 9 home runs while driving in 27. Senior catcher Justin Stransky hit .304 in 40 games, finishing with 34 hits, including 8 doubles and 7 home runs while driving in 29. On the mound, senior right-hander Jake Riding went 5-6 in 19 appearances and finished with a 5.06 ERA in 69 in the third innings. He allowed 39 earned runs and 15 walks while striking out 67. Victor Arreola in 23 appearances went 6-2 with a 3.07 ERA in 41 innings. He allowed 14 earned runs and 15 walks while striking out 48. Junior right-hander Aiden Cremarosa in 22 appearances went 1-1 and finished with a 4.22 ERA in 42 2/3 innings. He allowed 20 earned runs and 15 walks while striking out 42. Junior right-hander Jack Anchor in 9 starts went 5-1 and finished with a 4.35 ERA in 49 2/3 innings. He allowed 24 earned runs and 10 walks while striking out 44. In 21 appearances, redshirt senior Bryce Armstrong went 1-1 and finished with a 6.14 ERA in 36 2/3 innings. He allowed 25 earned runs and 12 walks while striking out 34. All in all, I think there's a lot to be excited for when it comes to Fresno State next year. Despite everyone they lost following the 2024 season, they have some really key pieces that can matter in a second straight conference tournament championship run. A contender for the Mountain West Conference is Nevada. Unlike the majority of Mountain West programs, Nevada has a couple of everyday starters returning to the lineup and some additional pieces that could earn key roles this upcoming season. In the Mountain West Conference, I have Fresno State sweeping it, winning both the regular season and conference tournament championship. I think with all the departures that Air Force has had between last season and this season, I think that this is the perfect opportunity for Fresno State to really just take over this conference. And Fresno State has guys that left that had a huge impact on the team for sure, but I think it was less of them that left than Air Force. I think that Nevada can definitely make a push for either the regular season or conference tournament championship, but I am sticking with the 2008 College World Series champs for this one. Up next is Conference USA. The regular season champs in Conference USA were Louisiana Tech. The Bulldogs finished with a regular season record of 45-19 and a conference record of 18-6. Despite losing in the conference tournament championship to Dallas Baptist, they earned an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Fayetteville Regional, where they lost to Southeast Missouri State. Louisiana Tech is losing a lot of power from their starting lineup from last season. Cole McConnell batted .378 in 60 games last season. He finished with 17 doubles and 18 home runs while driving in 71. Ethan Bates batted .337 in 2024 in 64 games. Bates finished with 87 hits, including 21 doubles and 15 home runs while driving in 74. Dalton Davis in 54 games last season batted .324. Davis finished with 77 hits, including 14 doubles and 16 home runs while driving in 51. Louisiana Tech is, however, adding some key pieces to their lineup and pitching staff for 2025. Will Croft, a transfer from Division III East Texas Baptist, finished with a 1.17 ERA in 2024 and 15 in the third innings. He allowed 2 earned runs and 8 walks while striking out 12. Noah McGee, in 22 appearances for Delta State University, went 3-0 in 41 2/3 innings and finished with a 3.02 ERA. McGee allowed 14 earned runs and 22 walks while striking out 48. Zach Mazok from Baylor batted .299 in 30 games last season. He finished with 23 hits, including 3 doubles and 2 home runs while driving in 17. Luke Cooley, in 13 starts for East Central Community College, went 8-1 in 82 1/3 innings. He allowed 21 earned runs and 37 walks while striking out 115. Two notable names returning to the lineup in 2025 are Michael Ballard and Grant Como. Ballard, in 54 games, batted .312 with 77 hits, including 12 doubles and 4 home runs while driving in 38. Grant Como batted .261 in 55 games with 52 hits, including 7 doubles and 3 home runs. The mound is a different and more promising story. Senior left-hander Luke Nichols went 4-4 in 16 starts and 78 2/3 innings, finishing with a 4.46 ERA. Nichols allowed 39 earned runs and 29 walks while striking out 82. Grad right-hander Grant Hupka went 4-0 in 16 starts, finishing with a 4.08 ERA in 57 1/3 innings. Hupka allowed 26 earned runs and 24 walks while striking out 68. Opponents batted just .215 against him. Senior left-hander Connor Nation went 5-0 in 23 appearances in 2024. In 39 innings, he finished with a 4.15 ERA, allowing 18 earned runs and 12 walks while striking out 37. Junior right-hander Jacob Havern went 3-3 in 18 appearances and finished with a 4.61 ERA in 27 1/3 innings. He allowed 14 earned runs and 13 walks while striking out 28. All in all, there are a lot of experienced pitchers on the staff, but the offense will rely on many new faces which may not work in a conference with the team I am discussing next. The conference tournament champs were Dallas Baptist. The Patriots finished with an overall record of 45-15 and a conference record of 17-7. They earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Tucson Regional, where they lost to Grand Canyon. DBU is losing 3 starters from their starting lineup and their top pitcher from 2024. In 60 games, Miguel Santos batted .325 with 82 hits, including 10 doubles and 13 home runs while driving in 52. Ethan Mann batted .322 in 60 games and finished with 73 hits, including 22 doubles and 16 home runs while driving in 55. Alex Pendergast batted .298 in 55 games and finished with 50 hits, including 13 doubles, 2 triples, and 9 home runs while driving in 32. Ryan Johnson finished as an All-American last year and was drafted by the Los Angeles Angels in the second round. Johnson, in 16 starts, went 11-3 and finished with a 2.21 ERA. He allowed 26 earned runs and 14 walks while striking out 151. Jaron DeBerry, in 15 starts, went 7-1 in 90 innings and finished with a 3.50 ERA. DeBerry allowed 35 earned runs and 38 walks while striking out 89. A possible addition to the offense from the transfer portal is sophomore infielder Mason Sweeney from Alabama. In 32 games, Sweeney batted .258 with 16 hits and 3 doubles while driving in 9. Returning to the lineup are several mainstays. Senior infielder Chayton Krause batted .358 last season. Krause finished with 88 hits, including 16 doubles and 16 home runs while driving in 66. Senior Tom Poole batted .352 in 49 games with 56 hits, including 13 doubles, 2 triples, and 13 home runs while driving in 37. Junior infielder Michael Detallo batted .345 in 59 games last year. He finished with 80 hits, including 14 doubles while driving in 47. Junior catcher Grant Jay batted .360 games last year. Jay finished with 64 hits, including 12 doubles and 21 home runs while driving in 57. Krause, Poole, and Jay all finished with an OPS over 1,000. Senior infielder Luke Hefner batted .273 in 56 games, finishing with 53 hits, including 15 doubles and 5 home runs while driving in 36. Senior outfielder Nathan Humphries batted .216 last year in 57 games. Humphries finished with 43 hits, including 12 doubles and 6 home runs while driving in 27. On the mound, junior right-hander Jared Jenkins went 6-0 in 18 appearances and finished with a 3.43 ERA in 60 1/3 innings. Jenkins allowed 23 earned runs and 26 walks while striking out 43. Sophomore left-hander Luke Pettit went 3-2 in 11 appearances and finished with a 4.17 ERA in 36 2/3 innings. Pettit allowed 17 earned runs and 9 walks while striking out 43. Senior left-hander Tyler Schott went 2-0 in 20 appearances and finished with a 4.41 ERA in 16 1/3 innings. Schott allowed 8 earned runs and 10 walks while striking out 23. Opponents batted just .211 against Schott. Sophomore right-hander James Elwinger went 1-1 in 8 starts and finished with a 6.11 ERA in 17 2/3 innings. He allowed 12 earned runs and 11 walks while striking out 23. Dallas Baptist didn't lose a lot at the plate, which is good. It's also good that Jenkins is back and leading the group of returning pitching. Looking out on the rest of the conference, I think that DBU has the best chance of winning this conference for the second time in 3 years. This season, I have Dallas Baptist and nobody else sweeping this conference. In all honesty, I really don't like to say this, and I really am hoping that I'm wrong, but I really don't see a lot of competition in Conference USA outside of Louisiana Tech and Dallas Baptist. Conference USA can be a really exciting conference to watch throughout the season. I think that this conference again can be really exciting, but I do have the Patriots just sweeping the conference. Up next is the ASUN. There was a 3-way tie for the regular season championship, but Stetson won both the regular season and conference tournament championship, so they will be the only team I dive into for this conference. The Hatters finished with a regular season record of 41-22 and a conference record of 20-10. They earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Tallahassee Regional, where they lost to Central Florida. The Hatters are losing 2 of their top sophomore bats for 2025. Sophomore outfielder Kyle Jones is headed to Florida. Jones hit .355 in 62 games and finished with 88 hits, including 15 doubles and 5 home runs while driving in 32. Sophomore outfielder Logan Hughes is headed to Texas Tech. Hughes hit .299 in 58 games and finished with 50 hits, including 10 doubles, 2 triples, and 8 home runs while driving in 34. In addition to Jones and Hughes, Stetson also lost a couple of key bats and arms for next season. Gio Cueto hit .283 in 62 games and finished with 60 hits, including 12 doubles and 3 home runs while driving in 45. Right-hander Eric McAtee went 3-3 in 17 appearances last season and finished with a .418 ERA in 66 2/3 innings. He allowed 31 earned runs and 27 walks while striking out 73. Left-hander Anthony DeFabio went 9-1 in 18 appearances and finished with a .526 ERA in 63 1/3 innings. He allowed 37 earned runs and 33 walks while striking out 63. On the bright side, the Hatters can look towards their offense as the majority of their lineup is back for 2025. Junior infielder Isaiah Barquette hit .309 in 50 games and finished with 60 hits, including 10 doubles and 3 triples while driving in 29. Junior infielder Lorenzo Miola hit .297 in 62 games and finished with 69 hits, including 12 doubles and 10 home runs while driving in 58. Senior infielder Johan Disero hit .293 in 63 games, finishing with 67 hits, including 12 doubles and 11 home runs while driving in 41. Junior infielder Landon Moran hit .284 in 62 games, finishing with 61 hits, including 14 doubles and 4 home runs while driving in 36. On the mound, Zane Coppersmith went 3-1 in 24 appearances and finished with a .182 ERA in 29 2/3 innings. He allowed 6 earned runs and 18 walks while striking out 34. TJ Milani went 3-0 in 19 appearances and finished with a .426 ERA in 31 1/3 innings. He allowed 15 earned runs and 11 walks while striking out 23. Opponents batted just .186 against him. Senior right-hander Dylan Jacobs went 1-2 in 16 appearances and finished with a .516 ERA in 52 1/3 innings. He allowed 30 earned runs and 23 walks while striking out 44. Lineup-wise, I don't think that Stetson will suffer offensively with the losses of Hughes and Jones. However, there is going to be a reliance on some new pitchers, and there's trust that they will have what it takes to fill those roles. The ASUN Conference is another one of those conferences for me that is definitely exciting to watch. I think that like last year where you had that 3-way tie for the regular season championship, there's going to be multiple teams that are going to be extremely competitive this year. I think that the ASUN has a lot of solid teams. I'm not necessarily going to say great, but I am going to say solid. I think that Austin Peay can really make a push for that conference championship, but I am going to go with the Stetson Hatters to sweep this conference yet again. I really do like everybody that is coming back, especially in the lineup. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't really think the losses of Logan Hughes and Kyle Jones is really going to hurt the Hatters offensively this year, especially with them being in the ASUN Conference. And I think that this team really has the opportunity to sweep again. Next up is the Big South Conference. The regular season champs in the Big South was Presbyterian. They finished with an overall record of 29-27 and a conference record of 18-6. Presbyterian will not have their top 3 pitchers from 2024 for next season. Senior right-hander Phoenix DiGiacomo is headed to Marshall. In 2024, he went 3-5 in 14 starts and finished with a .575 ERA in 62 1/3 innings. He allowed 43 earned runs and 23 walks while striking out 65. Junior right-hander Daniel Egan was drafted in the 3rd round by the Arizona Diamondbacks. He went 6-2 in 14 starts and finished with a 2.67 ERA in 77 2/3 innings. He allowed 23 earned runs and 28 walks while striking out 122. Senior left-hander Charlie McDaniel signed with the San Francisco Giants after last season. In 15 starts, he went 7-1 and finished with a 3.80 ERA in 92 1/3 innings. He allowed 39 earned runs and 22 walks while striking out 86. Presbyterian is also losing 2 key bats at the plate. Junior outfielder Joel Dragoo was drafted in the 7th round of the MLB draft by the Philadelphia Phillies. In 56 games, he hit .401 with 79 hits, including 20 doubles, 2 triples, and 18 home runs while driving in 66. He also had an OPS over 1,300. Senior infielder Brody Farr hit .320 in 50 games and finished with 65 hits, including 12 doubles, 4 triples, and 3 home runs while driving in 43. In the lineup for 2025, senior catcher Jackson Hughes hit .288 last season with 36 hits, including 7 doubles and 5 home runs while driving in 27. Junior catcher Jake Randolph hit .302 in 35 games, finishing with 29 hits, including 6 doubles and 3 home runs while driving in 20. Ryan Outs in 17 games hit .286 with 18 hits, including 2 home runs while driving in 16. On the mound, 3 arms will be key. Senior right-hander Sean Hollister went 2-3 in 24 appearances and finished with a 2.73 ERA in 42 innings. He allowed 13 earned runs and 17 walks while striking out 45. Sophomore right-hander Tristan McGregor went 6-3 in 15 appearances and finished with a 6.62 ERA in 35 1/3 innings. He allowed 27 earned runs and 15 walks while striking out 27. Junior right-hander Kyle Muller went 2-3 in 20 appearances and finished with an 8.78 ERA in 27 2/3 innings. He allowed 27 earned runs and 15 walks while striking out 27. This team is going to look a lot different in 2025. The bread and butter on the mound is gone, and on both sides of the plate, people are going to have to step up in order to win the conference. The conference tournament champs were High Point. They had an overall record of 35-27 and a conference record of 17-7. They earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Clemson Regional, where they lost to Coastal Carolina. The Panthers are losing key players at the plate and on the mound for 2025. Kel Chapman hit .318 in 62 games, finishing with 72 hits, including 15 doubles and 17 home runs while driving in 55. He finished with an OPS over 1,000. Eric Grins hit .313 in 57 games, finishing with 56 hits, including 9 doubles and 12 home runs while driving in 33. Adam Stewart hit .305 in 62 games and finished with 75 hits, including 15 doubles, 2 triples, and 12 home runs while driving in 52. Gus Hughes went 6-4 in 16 starts and finished with a 3.77 ERA in 102 2/3 innings. He allowed 43 earned runs and 41 walks while striking out 111. Opponents batted just .209 against him. Matt Little went 6-2 in 19 appearances and finished with a 4.39 ERA in 82 innings. He allowed 40 earned runs and 21 walks while striking out 55. Brett Wozniak went 8-2 in 15 starts and finished with a 4.57 ERA in 86 2/3 innings. He allowed 44 earned runs and 39 walks while striking out 51. In terms of returning offense, junior infielder Braden Simpson hit 362 games. He finished with 67 hits, including 18 doubles, 2 triples, and 12 home runs while driving in 46. Senior outfielder Connie Derschlang hit .298 in 62 games. He finished with 70 hits, including 15 doubles and 5 home runs while driving in 36. Senior infielder Miggy Echeverria hit .319 in 46 games. He finished with 38 hits, including 7 doubles and 2 home runs while driving in 20. Right-hander Adam Gritz went 2-2 in 23 appearances and finished with a 5.31 ERA in 39 innings. He allowed 23 earned runs and 19 walks while striking out 33. Sophomore right-hander Dalton Osofsky went 3-3 in 19 appearances and finished with a 6.62 ERA in 34 innings. He allowed 25 earned runs and 22 walks while striking out 36. Y'all, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Neither of these teams have much talent returning for 2025, and the same goes for the rest of the conference. I am surely hoping to be surprised, but Campbell was really the only team keeping this conference afloat. I will say though, as with all teams, I will be monitoring the Big South to see who comes out on top. However, as of right now, I can't predict a winner. The fifth conference in this video is the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. The regular season champions in the MAAC was a two-way tie between Fairfield and Niagara. Both teams finished with a conference record of 20-4. Fairfield finished with an overall record of 34-24. The Stags won't have 3 key bats in their lineup for 2025, along with their top arm. Matt Bergevin is headed to Texas A&M. The senior infielder hit .287 in 55 games and finished with 60 hits, including 15 doubles and 18 home runs while driving in 59. Ethan Hibbert hit .361 in 56 games and finished with 70 hits, including 14 doubles and 17 home runs while driving in 61. He finished with an OPS over 1,000. Zach Selinger hit 347 games and finished with 48 hits, including 9 doubles and 5 home runs while driving in 27. Right-hander Colin McVeigh went 9-2 last season in 13 starts and finished with a .415 ERA and 82 in the third innings. He allowed 38 earned runs and 21 walks while striking out 94. A notable addition to the lineup is catcher Billy Sullivan from Southern Connecticut State. Sullivan hit .325 in 40 games last season and finished with 52 hits, including 15 doubles while driving in 23. In terms of returning offense, senior infielder Dean Ferrara hit .387 in 56 games and finished with 96 hits, including 12 doubles, 3 triples, and 5 home runs while driving in 40. Junior infielder Luke Nomura hit .319 in 58 games and finished with 73 hits, including 15 doubles and 11 home runs while driving in 38. Junior outfielder Matthew Bachero hit .308 in 58 games and finished with 69 hits, including 12 doubles, 3 triples, and 15 home runs while driving in 61. Senior infielder Nick Storino hit .294 in 52 games and finished with 45 hits, including 7 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 home runs while driving in 42. Senior catcher Tyler Kipp hit .363 in 32 games and finished with 33 hits, including 4 doubles and 3 home runs while driving in 24. On the mound, Fairfield is returning their top 3 workhorses for 2025. Sophomore right-hander Ben Alexson went 6-1 in 12 starts and finished with a .386 ERA in 58 1/3 innings. He allowed 25 earned runs and 16 walks while striking out 50. Senior left-hander Blake Helmstetter went 5-4 in 16 appearances and finished with a .461 ERA in 66 in the third innings. He allowed 34 earned runs and 22 walks while striking out 62. Senior left-hander Bowen Baker went 5-5 in 13 starts and finished with a .551 ERA in 63 2/3 innings. He allowed 39 earned runs and 24 walks while striking out 68. It's obvious that Fairfield is returning a strong squad for 2025. They will definitely be in contention for the conference championship once again despite the losses. The conference tournament champs were Niagara. They finished tied for first with Fairfield for the regular season championship. The Purple Eagles earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Stillwater Regional where they lost to Nebraska. Niagara is losing a few of their top bats in the lineup for 2025. Nick Manile is headed to North Florida. Manile hit .341 in 49 games and finished with 58 hits, including 5 doubles, 3 triples, and 3 home runs while driving in 36. Junior outfielder Gavin Schrader is headed to Troy. Schrader hit .312 in 54 games and finished with 62 hits, including 14 doubles and 9 home runs while driving in 47. Nick Groves is headed to Illinois. Groves hit .326 in 46 games and finished with 61 hits, including 14 doubles and 3 home runs while driving in 38. Eric Radizak hit .396 in 55 games and finished with 88 hits, including 14 doubles and 17 home runs while driving in 71. He also had an OPS over 1,000. Brady Desjardins hit .317 in 54 games and finished with 69 hits, including 12 doubles and 7 home runs while driving in 46. There isn't much returning to the lineup, but sophomore catcher Reese Kozar is a bright spot. In 50 games, Kozar hit .308 with 49 hits, including 5 doubles and 8 home runs while driving in 33. Senior infielder Vincent Morrow hit .272 in 55 games and finished with 55 hits, including 12 doubles and 6 home runs while driving in 37. On the mound, Maximilian Ramirez went 4-5 in 15 starts last season and finished with a .638 ERA in 55 innings. He allowed 39 earned runs and 43 walks while striking out 49. All in all, I'm not as confident in Niagara this year, but that's what comes with producing good talent at the plate. Guys will stand out and have other opportunities to join other programs. The development is there, and if they can do it again, they can contend for another MAAC championship. Contenders for the Metro include Rider. Rider will always be a contender for me. They finished third in the conference last year and have won this conference in previous years. They have guys returning from their offense as well as their top 3 pitchers in 2025 that will give Fairfield chase. In the Metro, I have Fairfield winning the regular season championship. This is a program that has really dominated this conference over the past few years, and as of last season, that was still definitely the case. I think that they have a lot of power returning to that offense and also the pitching staff for next season. However, I am going to have to go with Rider to win the conference tournament championship. I have to say that because Rider has definitely surprised Fairfield on a couple of occasions. They are always capable of winning the conference every single year. They've also beaten Fairfield in the past en route to a conference tournament championship, and I think with the guys that they have returning, it is definitely possible that they can do it again. And last but certainly not least, the final conference that we will be discussing in this video is the Big 12. The Big 12 is undergoing some major changes as both Texas and Oklahoma are no longer in the Big 12. They will compete in the SEC. Former Pac-12 teams Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah have also joined the conference. Since Oklahoma was the regular season champ in 2024, I will forego doing an analysis on them and move on straight over to the conference tournament champs who are Oklahoma State. The Cowboys finished the 2024 season with an overall record of 42-19 and a conference record of 19-9. They earned the number 11 seed in the NCAA tournament and hosted the Stillwater Regional where they lost to Florida. Oklahoma State lost 3 big bats from their lineup and their top 2 pitchers from last season. The New York Mets drafted outfielder Carson Bench with the 19th pick in this past year's draft. Bench batted .335 in 61 games and finished with 83 hits, 2 triples, and 18 home runs while driving in 64. Zach Earhart was drafted in the 4th round by the Red Sox. Earhart batted .330 in 61 games and finished with 77 hits, including 25 doubles and 14 home runs while driving in 57. Lane Forsythe batted .287 in 59 games and finished with 58 hits, including 6 doubles and 3 home runs while driving in 28. On the mound, Brian Holiday was drafted in the 3rd round by the Giants. Holiday went 7-3 in 16 starts and finished with a .295 ERA in 113 innings. He allowed 37 earned runs and 19 walks while striking out 128. Sam Garcia went 7-3 in 16 starts and finished with a .364 ERA in 89 innings. He allowed 36 earned runs and 19 walks while striking out 115. The Cowboys are adding 5 key arms from the transfer portal to their staff for next year. Junior right-hander Sean Youngerman from Westmont went 8-1 in 12 starts and finished with a .371 ERA in 89 innings. He allowed 29 earned runs and 15 walks while striking out 69. Sophomore right-hander Hunter Watkins from Grand Canyon went 2-1 in 18 appearances and finished with a .383 ERA in 47 innings. He allowed 20 earned runs and 13 walks while striking out 47. Senior right-hander Tommy Allman from Jacksonville went 1-3 in 19 appearances and finished with a .505 ERA in 46 in the 3rd innings. He allowed 26 earned runs and 26 walks while striking out 47. Junior left-hander Harrison Bodendorf from Hawaii went 4-3 in 20 appearances and finished with a .461 ERA in 56 and 2/3 innings. He allowed 29 earned runs and 28 walks while striking out 64. Left-hander Mario Pesca from St. John's went 6-1 in 15 starts and finished with a .296 ERA in 76 innings. He allowed 25 earned runs and 38 walks while striking out 53. Returning to the lineup are Nolan Schubart, Colin Ritchie, Avery Ortiz, Colin Brueggemann, and Aiden Miola. Schubart batted .370 in 49 games and finished with 64 hits, including 12 doubles and 23 home runs while driving in 68. Ritchie batted .271 in 53 games and finished with 38 hits, including 3 doubles and 7 home runs while driving in 28. Ortiz batted .258 in 55 games and finished with 49 hits, including 9 doubles and 9 home runs while driving in 34. Brueggemann batted .251 in 59 games and finished with 56 hits, including 13 doubles and 14 home runs while driving in 50. On the mound, junior right-hander Gabe Davis went 2-4 in 18 appearances and finished with a .417 ERA in 45 in the 3rd innings. He allowed 21 earned runs and 25 walks while striking out 55. All in all, I admire the steps Oklahoma State is taking to improve their staff for 2025. I think the conference will be extremely competitive with Arizona entering the picture, but the Cowboys can still win the conference again. Contenders for the Big 12 this year include West Virginia, Cincinnati, TCU, Texas Tech, Arizona, and Arizona State. West Virginia is coming onto the scene with a new but familiar face as their new head coach. The departures of a guy like JJ Weatherholt might hurt, but they are reinforced with returners and transfer additions to make another run in the NCAA tournament. With both Cincinnati and TCU, many returners to both their lineups puts them in a good position to contend for the championship. Cincinnati just needs to keep up the momentum from last year and try not to get overshadowed by the Wildcats and the Sun Devils. TCU has a lot of potential for 2025, but it remains to be seen whether they can live up to their standards. There is potential for another Omaha run. Texas Tech is a program that hasn't had the same look of past years. Head coach Tim Tadlock, however, is confident about the direction that his team is going. Given their history in the conference, it is warranted. Both Arizona and Arizona State are coming into this conference with a strong returning lineup for 2025. Both teams are bolstered with some transfers for their staff and everybody's experienced and older. For my final conference predictions in this video, I am going to go out on a limb and I am going to pick Arizona to win the regular season conference championship. I know it's a little out there. I would say this is going to be the Wildcats' first year being in this conference, but I really like what Chip Hale has for the Big 12 coming into this season. I think that his team is going to be older, more experienced. That lineup has a lot of experience, and I think that they can definitely compete in this conference this year. I also have Oklahoma State winning the conference tournament championship. I really like what they've done in terms of bringing in a lot of that pitching talent, getting those much needed arms, knowing that they were losing guys after the 2024 season. I think it's really hard to root against Oklahoma State to not pick them for something, especially considering the fact that you have Logan Schubert coming back along with that offense. I think that both of these teams are going to be extremely competitive. I would not be surprised if Oklahoma State goes ahead and sweeps this conference. I also think that although both of these teams have been kind of disappointing in the postseason, I think that this fierce competition between these two teams and along with the rest of the teams in the Big 12 could definitely feed and just pour into the postseason. And maybe we'll see a lot more success from both the Wildcats and the Cowboys in the NCAA tournament, because I think both of them are going to make it. All right, you guys, so that wraps up part 2 of my predictions. Now, I'm not going to lie, we still have 18 more conferences to go. Like I mentioned earlier, we have 3 weeks to go before this college baseball season gets started. I appreciate you guys making it to the end of this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe as you wish. And of course, we're going to have the next 3 parts of these predictions coming out within the next 3 weeks, of course. As always, I appreciate the support, and I will catch you guys in the next video.